Hey guys, how's it going? This is Imad again. Today I have a tutorial for you on how to answer table questions in the IELTS reading section. This type of question is also found in the IELTS listening section. So if you know how to answer it here, it becomes easier for you to answer it in other sections. The main strategy we're going to use to answer these types of questions is to follow with the answers and to use the keywords to find the answers that we need in the blanks. You should identify the categories that you have in the table. For example, here we have size. Here we have preferred climate. From the answers, we can tell the type of answer that we need in the blanks. For example, here we have cool, climate. So here's going to be something about climate or a type of climate. Here we have Spanish. That's also going to be a nationality. Here we have late spring, which is a time. We're also going to have a time here. Here we have numbers, 1 to 2. We're also going to have numbers here. In order to find the answer here for number 9, let's try to find the information about French and cool. And if you look in these paragraphs, you will find that in this paragraph we have French species, right? And we have in the cooler environments. Here we have the word cool, here we have cooler, and it matches with French, so that's right. Most likely you'll find the information about Spanish right next to it or close to the information about French and cool. So here we have matched with temperate or temperate climate Spanish species. So we have the word temperate here, and we can just write this word in the blank here for the answer. Moving on to number 10, here we have late spring. And we're going to try to find this word in the passage. We'll find it in the same paragraph. We have late spring, but here we're not sure whether it refers to Spanish or French. In the answer we know, so we can get an idea that this is referring to French. And here we have the word former. If you don't know the meaning of the word former, it means the first. So former means French because French is before Spanish. So French is first, it's the former. And here late spring. Here we have the latter. They didn't say French here because they want to confuse you in the test. So they said another word that means Spanish, because Spanish was the last to be mentioned here. So it's the latter. Latter in early spring. Even if you don't know the meaning of the word latter, when you found late spring, close to it you'll find early spring. So most likely it's the answer. Early spring, so you just write it in the blank in number 10. Moving on to number 11, and in this case we have to find the word generations, and we can find it in this paragraph. And here we have generations, 1 or 2 generations. Here we go, 1 or 2, so it's the same answer. And this is for which one? For the French. So French is the former, right? Moving on, the latter again, which marry rapidly in early spring, produces 2 to 5 generations, 2 to 5 generations. So we just write it here. For question 12, we need to find the type of climate that's more suitable for the South African ball roller. We find in this sentence the South African ball rolling species, same meaning to this, being a subtropical beetle, prefers the climate of northern and coastal New South Wales, where it commonly works with the South African tunneling species in warmer climates. So either you say a subtropical, which would be the answer here, because a subtropical is a type of climate, so we just write it here. And the last, we actually found the answer to the last question, the complementary species. So here, remember we said we needed the nationality. Here we had Spanish, and here works with. So the South African ball roller works with the South African tunneling species, and we write that here. Remember that you should not write more than 3 words from the passage for each answer. And in this case, South African is actually considered one word, ball roller, so we can write the same here for the complementary species. To summarize, for these types of questions, use the words in the table, use the answers in the table, as well as the words in the categories to find the answers quickly. And here we have the full answers. As always, please guys follow me on Twitter and follow me on Snap, and stay tuned for more lessons. Thank you so much for watching.